welcome to another Checiegirl Creations video. So today is the Q&A to mark 500 subscribers on YouTube. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. Since I've hit 500 subscribers, it means a lot to me to hit that many. It's quite small in YouTube world, but for me it's like really big, and I can't wait to see like how much bigger our community gets. So thank you all for the support and welcome. If you are new, please do click that subscribe button if you want to see more, and the bell notification if you already are subscribed so you don't miss any of my videos. I upload every Friday. So I'm doing a watercolor illustration to mark this milestone. I did the sketch off camera with a mechanical pencil, and then I lightened the sketch with an Unibal eraser. I lined everything with Unipin fine liners. The reason I lined it is because the sketch took so long. I didn't want to lose my line, so I decided to line it so I can save it. And everything will be listed below, like sizes of things, like size of my paintbrush, that kind of thing. I use Winsor Cotman watercolors to paint the illustration. I really like how it turned out. The only issue I had, which was on my part, because it took so long for me to get the sketch right, especially her hands. I mean, even her hands still look a bit strange. But I had to rub off a lot. I really should have probably done the sketch off on another piece of paper, then transferred it. But yeah, I kept on rubbing off, and I think because of that, even though I was using a kneadable eraser, I did damage the paper, so it kind of repelled the watercolor, which was really strange. But thankfully, it didn't repel in too many areas, so you have to look quite close to see where there's like a few white spots where the paint just wouldn't stick. But apart from that, I really like how everything turned out. I think it's really cute. Once I added the color, I was a lot happier with it because I was kind of like iffy about the sketch, but once I added color, it looked really nice. So yeah, I'm happy with how it looks. So let's get on to the Q&A. I have a few questions from you guys, as well as some questions I just tend to get a lot, so I'll start off with those. The first one is, what made you become an artist? I literally have no idea. One day I was like 13 or going on 13, I woke up and I told my parents that I wanted to be an artist. I don't know what made me do that. I'm not sure. Honestly, I have no idea. A lot more people tend to have like a story, but yeah, that was pretty much it. I decided I wanted to be. It was the first thing I was really passionate about, because my parents actually, I didn't realize, but my parents did freak out a little bit. But I didn't know that until like I was 16. I think it's because they saw I was so passionate with it, they just decided to support me in that, which I was really thankful for and lucky, because I know not a lot of people's parents are happy to hear that they want to go into a creative line of work. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Woke up one day, decided I want to be an artist, and this leads straight into the next question. Did you go to school for art? No. I'm mostly self-taught. I literally didn't have a clue how to draw anything when I decided I want to be an artist, which is why when people look at my art and they say that they could never do that because they don't know how to draw, you just need to learn. That's all. As long as you're passionate about it and driven and motivated, you can learn to create art and learn how to draw and everything. I went to a fine art class when I first started off to learn the basics. That really helped me out because like I would sit down in front of a piece of paper and I didn't have a clue where to start. So that helped a lot, learning the basics. And I was really wanting to do mixed media art. I still do mixed media art, but the way I do it is completely different from when I first started off, which is normal. You tend to change your techniques and stuff like that. I watched mainly Donna Downey and Christy Tomlinson on YouTube. This was years ago. They don't even do YouTube videos anymore. Not too sure what they do, to be honest. I think Donna Downey does workshops and stuff. But anyways, I would watch their videos and follow along. And this is also where like you don't need very professional supplies. Their supplies were really up there, like, you know, price bracket and quality, really up there. I had just, you know, cheap basic acrylics, some like patterned paper. I didn't even have permanent fine liners, just like the kind of regular ones you see in like stationery stores. I didn't even have a white gel pen. yeah, so really basic stuff. I did have a few like mixed mediums, like modeling paste and stuff. I don't know if I got that straight off or like a little while in. And yeah, I just followed along to lots of YouTube videos, and most of it is just years of experience. I've been doing this for like what, almost 8 years now. Oh gosh, yeah, that's wow, it's a long time. So yeah, it's just lots of years of experimenting and finding out what I like to do, what works, that kind of thing. So you don't need to go to school. What I would say is if you are interested in going to like art uni or like college, watch videos of other people like talking about their experience and stuff, and try to find people who've maybe gone to that school so that you can find out a little bit more, so you can make a educated like decision, because it's not cheap. And I know some people have regretted going just because it is not cheap and they didn't really get what they wanted out of it, but some people have really benefited from it. So it all depends on like who you are. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just like kind of the fine art classes when I first started off, lots of YouTube videos, yeah, just kind of random things really, and just years of experimenting. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that part. The next one is, where do you get your inspiration from? I find this is a really tricky question because it's never a specific thing. You'll see a photo at some point during the video. It's called The Floating City. I'll actually try to remember to link that in the description because it's still available in my shop. And I was inspired to create that piece from seeing Avengers Age of Ultron, when Ultron raises the city, and that inspired me to kind of create like a abstract floating city. Sometimes it could be something I watch. I draw a lot of inspiration at the moment from color palettes. That's my favorite way to draw inspiration, actually. I like to have a bunch of colors that like in front of me and see what I can create with those colors. That's why I decided to do like the Color Palette Wednesday videos for Patreon. That's linked below, by the way, if you're interested. Yeah, you can also see this video in real time on Patreon from just $3 a month. I forgot to mention that. And all of that is linked down below. And sometimes I get inspiration from the artists I watch, like Casey Golden, Dina Nolan, Drawing with Waffles. Maybe just from looking outside the window, or sometimes it's just very intuitive, like I can just sit down, just pick up some colors and just go, or I get inspired by my materials. Like it's literally, it could be anything, and it's very random where I get my inspiration from. So nothing in particular. And I also get asked a lot, especially when I used to do markets, what my pieces mean. Honestly, I just made a pretty thing. Some people find meaning in my pieces, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, people ask me that a lot, and I'm like, I just made a pretty thing, or I just like to make things with really bright colors. So that's literally it. There's never, well, most of the time there's never really a deep meaning behind it. So yeah, that's one of the questions I get a lot, and there's never really an answer for that one. So on to the questions that you guys ask me on like Instagram. The first one is, what's your favorite medium? That's a bit tricky. I don't have a favorite one. Like, I really like acrylics, but at the moment I only really use acrylics on things where, like say if it's wood or some kind of other surface that watercolors and stuff won't stick to. But at the moment I'm really into my watercolors and using gouache. I really like using gouache when I'm like creating a landscape or painting clouds or something. I really like the texture I can get. I like gouache because it's like a mix between watercolors and acrylics. Like I can get really opaque layers, but then it's still kind of like, it can be re-wetted and blended a little bit like oils. Like I find gouache gives me more working time like oils do. But I don't use oils just because I don't have enough space for it to dry, because oils is really fun to work with. So yeah, I would say my favorite mediums at the moment is watercolors and gouache, because I like to use the two together. And then right, like a runners up is acrylics. And then the next question is, what's my least favorite medium? Now, I've kind of got two. I would say oil pastels, definitely. I never really enjoyed crayons as a child, and oil pastels just remind me of crayons. I enjoy using oil pastels when I'm melting them down, like crayon art, literally. I don't understand how people are able to like make really good like art pieces with oil pastels. I don't know if I'm using the wrong paper or what. But yeah, I never seem to get along with oil pastels. And then a runner-up, and it's a runner-up just because I'm quicker will try to use this than oil pastels, is chalk pastels. Again, I really struggle with that. Every time it's like I forget how much I struggle and I don't enjoy working with it, and then I try to work with it and I'm very quickly reminded. I wonder though if I'm not using the right paper. I know you're supposed to have really textured paper when you're using chalk pastels, so maybe that's the problem, but we'll see. Every now and again I try them out and see if I can like work with them a little bit better. But yeah, those mediums I'm not a fan of. Yeah, which is a shame actually, because I really like to use charcoal, so I thought chalk pastels would be kind of like similar to that, but maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, those are my least favorite mediums. And the next question is, what's my favorite artwork? Now, I tend to like a lot of the artwork I make anyways, but I would say my favorite artwork is Gone with the Wind. It was one of my first pieces, and the reason it's my favorite is because of the experience connected to it. So when I first started off, not too long after I like started to take art seriously and everything, there was an open call at the local gallery. I think it's called Below 65 or Below 69. I think it's Below 65 gallery. There will be a leaflet photo like in the video at some point, as well as the 3 art pieces I made. All of them are actually gone now. Oh, they're all gone. That's kind of sad. That was actually sad to see them go, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, I made these 3 mixed media canvases because you could submit up to 3 works. So I did 3. I actually finished the Gone with the Wind canvas, which was like a long one. I had a little square canvas with a house on it. I think it was like 8 by 8. And then like an 8 by 10 canvas with a tree on it. And then a really long canvas. I can't remember the size, but I had like a hot air balloon. And I had the words Gone with the Wind stuck on it. I used to like to put words in my artwork a lot when I first started off. And when I look back on those pieces, there's so many things that I didn't really do right. I always used to go really dark with the colors. Yeah, I didn't have a clue what color theory was back then, but they have a really they have a place in my heart. They were my first, and when I went to submit them, the owner of the gallery was like, both of them actually, they're really lovely people, to the point that before they moved their gallery, I would actually go in and every now and again and give them a visit. And they looked at my pieces and they were like, yep, we accept them. We've actually turned people away, but you know, you continue doing what you're doing because you've got talent and everything. And that really meant a lot to me, that these 2 people, our owner of a gallery was like, yeah, you've got promise, you continue what you're doing, you know, we see big things for you. And that was a lot. Yeah, that was really inspiring actually. Made me feel even more confident about it. And after that, I was really set on it. I was like, I'm going to be an artist, definitely. And yeah, so they accepted all 3 pieces and they were displayed, which was really cool to see my pieces in the gallery. And then one day I went in to see my pieces in the gallery again. And I saw that Gone with the Wind was sold, and that was huge. Like, I couldn't believe it. One of the first canvases I made was sold. I got paid. It was, I don't even know how to put into words how I felt, but it was huge. It was absolutely huge. So I would say that's definitely my favorite just because of that experience. It meant a lot to me. And yeah, that was really cool. That was awesome. Yeah. That was a big confidence booster for sure. So that was my favorite. There'll be photos in the video. I don't know if you've seen them yet because I'm actually recording this voiceover before the video, but yeah. Those will be in the video as well. So the next one is, how hard was it to learn to make art with your left hand? It was challenging, but it wasn't really that hard, to be honest. I was extremely surprised how quickly I got used to it. I still use my left hand from time to time because I don't want to lose the skill I built up with it. So I can do landscapes pretty well with my left hand. I think it actually is easier to do than my right hand just because I want my landscapes to look really loose and more like impressionistic. So I'm able to get that with my left hand because it's not as steady as my right. So yeah, that's really good. I do sometimes struggle to like hold a paintbrush with my left hand, but I think that's just to be expected because my left hand doesn't know how to do that really. But it wasn't really that challenging. There's some things I really can't do with my left hand at the moment, like detail. I cannot get a straight line with my left hand at all. Doing detail is really difficult. When I did that mermaid illustration all with my left hand, that was like really hard. That was so challenging, but yeah, it all depends on like what I want to do. So it's pretty easy to do with landscapes. When it comes to detail, it's very challenging. So I'm going to work on that, and maybe one day I'll actually be able to do detail with my left hand. I think it'll be really cool to be ambidextrous when it comes to making art. I think that'll be absolutely awesome. So yeah, but in all honesty, it was mostly fun. I needed to be able to create. I couldn't use my right hand, so I decided to just go at it with my left hand. And I'm really happy I did because I really enjoyed it and I didn't have to stop creating because I couldn't use my right hand. So that was really awesome. And I think if like you do art, I think every now and again it might be fun to like challenge yourself to see if you can, what you can do with your non-dominant hand. I think that'll be really cool. And the last question is, do you have any art projects that you're working on? So I would say the main one is the April showers one. I've actually been kind of busy since like I hurt my right hand. So I need to get the sketches and the illustrations done. I've already started writing the story. I need to like finish that up and everything so I can get the story finished. And then I can get the illustrations finished. I really want to finish that before the end of summer. At least have it ready to be able to print. I actually need to see if I can source that, though I am planning to be able to get a printer for like around Black Friday. So if I can print it myself, I'll be really happy. But yeah, I would say that's the main one. I also really want to do something for Inktober. So if I finish my April showers story, so all the illustrations and everything before Inktober, I really want to be able to prep and do something cool with that as well. Like maybe a kind of traveler's notebook kind of style zine. I think that'd be really nice. I really wanted to be able to do one short story and a zine this year. So those are like my two main goals. And then I don't know if I've mentioned it off of Patreon, but I really want to do a graphic novel. So next year, that's my plan. So I really want to do short story and a zine this year, and then I can start working on a graphic novel for next year. So yeah, those are I would say those are my big art projects at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. Of course, once I start back doing the illustrations for April showers, I will post on Instagram and Facebook. I will have like behind the scenes stuff on Patreon as well, like exclusive lens pics. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. They will be coming back. And I will also link one of the videos in an iCard, just in case you're not too sure what I'm talking about if you are new to my channel. So yeah, so those are all the questions. Thank you for all the questions. If you have any others, let me know in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them for you in the comments. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you again so much for 500 subscribers. I also want to thank my patrons for supporting me, including Lorelei Robertson. Thank you so much for all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click that bell. I upload every Friday around 12 p.m. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned, please do click that subscribe button and I will see you guys next week. So thanks again for watching. Oh, if you create anything while watching this video, please do share on Instagram and Facebook. All links are down below and I will see you guys next week. Bye!